Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be in the world, but it is a good afternoon from the UK, and welcome to an unusually timed and placed Expert Zone Level Up Videocast. I am Tom Mosley, one of your hosts, as part of the UK&I Evangelist team, working with Microsoft to help everybody on the planet to achieve more. And I am joined, as always, by the wonderful Hannah Dethridge.
Hello. You say as always. I wasn't there on the last one. I wasn't there. I wasn't here.
That's true.
I'm here now.
And I'm not always there. I'm not always here as well. So
I know. The sun is very much awkwardly placed in the sky for me today. So I'm doing this space a lot. This is where I am today.
There we go.
How are you, Tom? Are you okay?
I am not too bad. I been looking forward to this for the last 10 days. I think when they announced that it was going to be happening and all those bits and pieces, I was like, right, we need to do a live reaction to it. Message the boss and be like, I want to do a live reaction to it. Can we do this? But we need to move this and move that and move the other thing and change loads of things in order for it to happen. But we managed to sort it. We did.
You did.
We didn't do a video cast yesterday as we were expected. Now should be easy live, but we've moved that to Thursday. And because we're in training tomorrow, we're not doing a level up. So we've combined
Mathond
the level up streams into one stream and doing it on a Tuesday instead. For Hannah, what are we doing? Why are we here? What are we live reacting to?
Why are we here? We're not here just because Tom decided to mess up the schedule. That's not why we're here. We're here because of Xbox Gamescom and the stream that's going to happen very, very soon. And of course, we're going to do a live reaction to it because what's better than watching the announcement stream than watch a bunch of us watch the announcement stream, right?
Why not? You can come on the journey with us. And talking of coming on the journey, we've got people in chat. Tarsin over on Facebook, hello to you. Hope everybody had a good day so far. Couldn't wait for this stream. Tarsin, we couldn't wait for it either. So thank you very much for joining us. We have Denise over on Facebook as well. Thank you very much. A lovely start to the evening. It is a very nice start to the end of the afternoon and soon to be the start of the evening. Fox Aperture, perfect timing. He's just finished work, so thank you very much for joining us over on Twitch. And hello, Xbox family. Thank you very much to Eve Gaming.
Effie?
I apologise if I butchered your name. I'm awful with usernames and handles.
I'm the same.
But it's one of those things.
One.
So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining us live. We're going to have a great stream today. But it isn't just going to be us, because no one really wants that. They want other people. So Hannah, who do we have? Who do we have today?
We have two people that are lit up correctly coming into the studio. Oh God. And we have, let me get them in with my alliteration as usual. The first person is the magnificent Monika Mergo's in the house, everybody.
Here she is.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here. You're repping. You are on brand.
Well, it's that way. It's retro. It's 19.
Throwback Tuesday. There we go.
Oh yeah.
It is Throwback Tuesday. Oh my God. Exciting.
She's doing it. She came to play. Monika, how are you? Are you well? Are you excited?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, because I remember last year we were also very disappointed that we couldn't attend or do anything, and we were really hoping for this year to open up. And it's like, okay, we can go, but that's okay because we can do this. Yay! Yeah, no, it's brilliant that we can actually see it live. With the rest of the team, because when we went there, it was just a few of us, so we couldn't experience it and share how we felt about it. So this is cool. I like it.
Amazing. Well, it's great to have you here, Mon. Great to have you here.
Of course. And we've got somebody else, of course.
Oh, do we have
or should we just keep it? Should we just keep it?
I think we just do the three of us, right?
Yeah. Now
I think we should leave them in the backstage and just let them.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to quickfire questions then, guys. Let's go. I'm joking. I don't want to get fired. The other guest that we have is the glorious Gregory Alexander Charles Nichols is in the house.
Here he is.
What's going on?
With a dog chew by the looks of it.
Yes, it was.
What?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Wherever you may be.
wherever you may be. Hello.
It's a digital world, Hannah. You don't know where people are. They don't know where they're watching
I
from.
also never know what you're going to say because you change it a little bit every single time. It throws me off.
Keep it on your toes. Keep it on your toes.
Oh.
I am excited about this, gang. I've not done a reaction stream with you guys before.
Have you not? Really?
No, I've been watching as a punter before, but I've never been able to react with you. And so
Here we are. Here we are.
I am excited. And yes, and also quick fire questions and all the videocast stuff. You're the best at these, Hannah. And I've always said that. I've never said
don't. Where were your dungarees, Greg? You don't seem to have them on today.
I've gave my dungarees to somebody who makes them look so much better. So Nigel, if you're out there,
Michael, excuse me. Oh, okay, that's really thrown me off.
Yes.
Anyway, it's really good to have you guys here, and you're both representing. You've both got your Gamescom t-shirts on, so you know what's going to happen. You're ready.
We are ready to celebrate Gamescom from 1919. It was over 100 years ago, I believe you intended.
Well, times have changed. Let me tell you, you're in for a treat if that is the case. You're in for a treat anyway. That's not
always ready for treats.
I think what'll be really interesting is that because you both yourself, Greg and Monica, you went to Gamescom 2019 because you have the T-shirt, as that old phrase goes, to prove it. It'll be really interesting to see how a digital event compares to a physical event. So I think that's when we were speaking about doing a live reaction to this. I thought it would be really cool to get you guys involved, to see what it's like as a kind of separate thing. So it'll be really, really interesting. But yeah, we will be getting onto that at 6 o'clock British summertime, whatever time zone you're in. Obviously, you'll know in 20 minutes.
21 minutes.
We will be reacting to the stream. But before that, we do have Greg's favorite part of the show, as well as Hannah's favorite part of the show, which is your quickfire questions. And I think it's going to work. I didn't test it beforehand. We had a few technical issues that we were trying to sort out. So hopefully the jingle is going to work. So without further ado, it is time for quickfire questions.
Quickfire questions.
There we go. The jingle works. The jingle works.
So good. So good. Anyway.
Please. Oh my God.
It's time for quickfire questions. It's the time of the evening where we get to know each other a little bit more. We get to know our guests a little bit more. And we get to know you guys in the chat a little bit more. So please put your answers in because we will shout them out. We'll put them on the screen and we'll be like, ha, lol. So please put in what your answers are too. So these are very much random quickfire questions. And I just thought, let's go with a different variation of different titles. Maybe there's some that we'll see today. Maybe not. Who knows? But here are my quick fire questions.
Put your teeth in. Put your teeth in.
Okay. We'll go into the order of Tom. Tom, Monica, Greg, and then me.
You know what, Hannah? Me and you're gonna fall out.
Do you know what? Forget that order. We're going to the order of Greg.
I see what it is. I see what it's like.
I don't care who goes first.
Just because the boss is in the stream, like.
Oh, Hannah, you've changed, Hannah. God, always playing up to the.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go first. Okay. This is happening. Me first, then Tom, then Monica, then Greg. Okay. Thank you. That's what's happening. Okay. Awesome. Question number 1. Quickfire questions. Battlefield or COD?
You're first, Hannah.
Oh. Battlefield.
You got Battlefield, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% a Battlefield gamer over a COD gamer. I much prefer the games. I could go into way more details, but that's not the point of quickfire questions.
Quick. We've got long ones later.
I was too caught up in the euphoria of roles. Is it then Monica then me or me then Monica?
Well, you should have been listening. So this is what happens when you don't listen on a live stream. Monica, feel free to go first.
Battlefield. 3 for Battlefield.
So I'm going to go for the same answer I would give for my favorite dish on a Friday. I'm going COD.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay, question number.
But I say Paul Thomas is going, Battlefield is great, but he loves the characters from COD
zombies,
Black Ops and
zombies.
Yeah,
Zombies is
What about the zombies?
awesome. Nearly said awful. Yeah, COD Zombies. Oh, I've had quite a few goes on COD Zombies, and it's different every time, and the waves that come in, and it's cool. Yeah, I like COD Zombies. Okay, question number 2. What is your favourite Far Cry title?
Ooh.
I'm going to start with, and I think Far Cry 5 was unreal, very good, but I think Far Cry 3 for me pips it to the post. I think 3 is my favourite.
It's a real toss-up between 2 of them, and it's between Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2. And now Far Cry 2 gets a lot of hate because malaria was a thing in that game, and it was a pain. But I thought Far Cry 2 was phenomenal. I think it's going to have to be Far Cry 3.
Yeah, 3 was just top tier. It was so good. The fire.
So I never played it.
Ooh.
Controversial.
Look at me in that tone of voice, Mr. Gregson.
Monica, pick a number from 1 to 5.
3?
Yeah.
Great choice,
Great
Mon.
choice.
Great
We're
choice.
on the same page so far. Greg,
Yeah.
how about you?
So I've only played Far Cry 5, and so I'm going to have to say Far Cry 3. No, Far Cry 5 is my first one, but I played that with a mate that I went to uni with. It was the first time we were separated, and we really wanted to keep in contact. And that was our first co-op game that we absolutely murdered together. We loved every second of it. So I then did go back and play a little bit of Far Cry 3, but not enough to make it overwrite 5 for me.
The thing is, I think you could still go back and play the older Far Cries now, and they still hold up. You've got the power of next generation with a Series X and Series S helping make these games look better anyway. But I think you can still go back. Just don't play Primal. What?
Yeah, a lot of people
Who
say
said that? Who said that?
Rude.
A lot of people say about that one.
Rude. Oh, look, the sun's gone in. Look. Oh, my eyes. Look. Oh, hey, everybody.
Light is so good now, Hannah.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
If you didn't know, Hannah's just moved house and doesn't have curtains yet.
I don't have blinds. Look at it. The sun wakes me up at 6 a.m. every morning. Here it is again. God. Anyway.
She can't wait for winter.
You know it. Okay, question number 3. This is where we get weird, guys. So
Okay.
it's not too weird, but it's weird. If you could put a COD map anywhere, where would you put it? I will begin with, I'd really like a COD map on an F1 track, like the Nürburgring. I think that would be wicked. And maybe there's like cars going past. Just
Okay.
a Formula 1 test track, and there's cars going past, but we're still in a COD map, and we've still got to get to point alpha and whatever else you need to do. I think that would be really cool. So that's
I
fine.
would like to amalgamate a couple of games. And so, and Greg's going to like this answer.
Oh, I'm going to like
Grounded.
it. It is, and I like it, Tom. Oh,
So I would like a kind of toy soldiers-esque. So you're miniaturized, but
Yeah.
you're in the back garden, like grounded.
Yeah.
Now you're
That's
speaking my language.
Need to copyright that right now, because that is a great idea.
There you go, Paul Thomas. Put it in the Microsoft Reading building.
I haven't seen it for
In
18
the car
months.
park.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what it's like yet.
It
We
could
haven't
be a
seen
COD
it.
map. We haven't seen it.
It could be. It could be.
So yeah, that's me.
Ooh. I don't know. Egyptian pyramid?
Ooh.
Oh,
Big fan
I
of
like
Egyptians. Big fan.
That would be quite
That's cool. That would be cool.
Imagine the mummies. I mean, we had zombies. We can have mummies.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
And the
I get
scarab
cars.
and all the other stuff that
Oh.
comes out.
Big fan of mummies. Big fan of Brendan Fraser. So I would have.
Hugely underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
underrated.
Underrated these days. Anyway, that's for our Brendan Fraser stream next week. Tune in. Very, very niche stream. I would put the maps in the most famous map of every video game that we have. For instance, I'd put a map in a GoldenEye facility. Then I'd do one in one of the areas of Breath of the Wild. Then I would do one in Grounded. so that you'd have like the greatest hits of games throughout
That's
time.
really cool.
I'm really
you
glad
need
you
to
actually
do- Oh
brought
my god.
Xbox games into that then. You were like,
Xbox
Nintendo
as well.
game, Nintendo game. Oh, Xbox game.
Yeah, Tomb Raider, Uncharted. I was like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Imagine. Oh, Tom, do you know your vision with the tiny toy soldiers? Imagine playing card as a tiny toy soldier, but on a board game. So imagine you're like on Mousetrap, and you've got to play cards
What a
but
game.
as a toy. How cool would that be?
I like it. Activision, if you're listening, this is what the people want.
This is what we want.
I always
And,
imagine Hannah takes those ideas. She's like, I imagine it, and just starts drawing straight.
just writing them down. You want to see my drawing of Ben with his lightsaber and me with a pigeon's head? That was from a different video cast. Please go back and watch that if you don't know what we're talking about. Anyway,
A friend of mine, Dave, in chat has just gone, oh, yeah, if that's the idea that I have, like, check out a game called Hypercharged Unboxed, which is Toy Story, but with assault rifles. I'm gonna have a look at that, Dave. Thank you very much for the recommendation.
Toy Story with assault rifles.
there's been some good Toy Story games, and there's still. I remember them. They used to come on Games of Gold, like the Toy Story games. You used to be able to download them, and I think there was a really good PC one where you put the cone over your head and you had to shuffle across the road. That was a great game. Anyway, the final question for quickfire questions is X B Y B X. Left bumper, right bumper. Oh, what is it? It's a cheat. What's it for? You tell me. It's an imaginary cheat and it does something to Master Chief's helmet. What does it do?
Okay, so
That's a quick fire question.
That's a quick question and a half.
I know. I was writing it down.
So basically, we've got a cheat code that will do something to Master Chief's helmet,
Yeah. What does it
and
do?
we have to tell you what the cheat code does.
Yes. My one, for example, shoots tiny rubber ducks just straight at you, just as a bit of a, whoa, what's going on? Distraction technique, rubber ducks. Can
I
you
can
beat
imagine the elites going, why are there ducks everywhere?
Tiny rubber ducks. They've all got different facial expressions. I'm so confused. Anyway, can you beat that? Probably.
As a die-hard Halo fan, something that has never happened is he's never taken his helmet off.
Oh, can you imagine?
So there is a hidden cheat code that removes the helmet of Chief and you
That's
see his
wicked.
face.
It's Brendan
That's
Fraser.
Imagine.
Spoiler, it's Brendan
Oh, it's good. I was going to say, imagine if it's your face. It's everybody who's played's face. That'd be great. Oh, I like that, Tom.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that was mine was with the visor that it would we could actually see inside, but you stole that, so now I have nothing. I don't know. To throw them off, maybe it turns the helmet into an Iron Man helmet.
You took my one. You took my one, Monica. I was going to say, I'm saying it now anyway because I will build on that point in a very businessy way. I'd want it to change to the viewpoint so that you have Jarvis as your interface, and then you have the voice of Paul Bettany, or Friday.
So we've got crossovers here.
Or Samuel L. Jackson, if you want Samuel L. Jackson in it instead. I won't say what Samuel L. Jackson would say, but it'd be a.
We all know. I don't think we have to say it.
It'd be an amazing way to experience Halo, if not slightly more aggressive.
What I love the fact at the moment is that there is a crossover between Halo and Waze, the GPS company, in which you can drive a Warthog and you actually have Chief's voice telling you where to go.
Navigating.
Which I thought navigating is the correct word to use there.
That's wicked.
So yeah, that's cool. If you haven't tried that out, I'd definitely give that a go.
If I remember correctly, we have Chief's voice congratulating you from last year, Tom, as well. So
that we do. And I still have that video saved on my PC, and I watch it every now and then.
Every day. I watch it every day before I go to bed.
That's how you wake up, Tom. Hannah wakes up to the searing pain of the sun, and you wake up to the dulcet tones of Master Chief.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Like,
Anyway, that is the end of quickfire questions. So thank you to everyone that got involved. And if we could have an outro, please.
Quick fire questions.
As she blinds herself, you're just getting more and more out of frame. You're just
I
moving
know, 'cause
across.
the sun's following me and I don't know what to do.
It's like, you expect a vampire. People in the chat will go, Daywalker.
Pretty much. Oh dear. But Hannah,
Oh.
thank you very much for the quick fire questions.
You're welcome.
Always appreciated. I like the this or that ones. I think they're good.
Thank you. You like the what? They saw that. Oh, you like the ones at the beginning and not the ones at the end. That's fine.
They are quicker. It is
Yeah,
like,
but my heart and soul aren't into those, are they? You can see part of me in the other quick fire.
that is very true. That is very
100%.
true. Awesome. So we have 7 minutes ish before the live stream starts. Our question to Greg and to Monika is, being there live back in 2019, if no one could have guessed from the t-shirts that you're wearing, is what was your favorite part about Gamescom?
Ladies first.
Off you go then, Greg.
Oh, I need this. Take the jokes away from me, Tom. This is my time. Monika, please go forward.
Yeah, hanging around with this guy for a whole week. I've never been to anything like it before, so for me, all of it was brand new, and all of it was like, oh my god. I think the sheer scale and how much they put into it, I had no idea it was going to be that huge. I mean, we didn't even know. I think we've only found the other 3 hangars on the last day. We didn't know they were there. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys know there's a stage 10, 11, and 12? It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was massive. And the variety of things that you could do. So if you wanted just to play games, you could do that. If you wanted to go and, dress up and pose for pictures, you could do that. And yeah, so it was a bit of an eye opener. Like I said, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I think I was just kind of hoping it's going to be maybe, like an Excel center or something, and there's going to be things to do and explore, and then you'll be done.
Yeah.
But then you just you go into one. There were like airplane hangars. There were massive stages. You just walk into one, and you kind of try to go in a snake kind of shape, like just to see absolutely everything. And you still don't, because you miss it. You do. I mean, you miss 3 stages. I mean, come on, that's a special skill of ours. We couldn't find an entrance to begin with Greg. Let's just start there. And walking 4 kilometers, wrong place, Greg.
Got to get those steps in, Mon. Got to get those steps in.
Yeah.
That was not funny. That was not good, Greg.
It was large. I've seen in the chat, we've got Reese, who used to be on the team, who was actually there with us as well.
Hey, hi, Reese.
Get Damien in.
Reese
Get
finds some
Damien in.
Welsh.
We're all in.
Yeah, Reese was there, Damien was there, Greg was there, I was there.
Yeah, the scale of it that Monika's talked about was something bit. So I've been to loads of EGXs, and I thought it would be on the same scale. I was fortunate that I went for 3 days, maybe, but two days mainly for me. One day I went on the press day, so that's before everyone else is allowed in, so people doing video content, etc., like ourselves. And that was a great experience because there's no queues for games, right? And I thought, like EGX, there's probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, 45-minute wait. When it came to the day when everybody was allowed in, you're looking at a 3 to 4 hour wait to play games. And so that showcases the amount of people that go there. But it is a massive community. So as Monika said, there's loads of things going on, whether it be cosplay, whether it be lectures on cosplay, whether it be actual comic book sales, props, etc. There is a lot to do, but the sheer amount of people willing to queue, and a lot of people who do that normally, they give out boxes that are branded so you can fold it into chairs and wait that way. I just couldn't believe how many people were going to be there for that one. And it was round the corner to play. I think at the time it was Gears 5, because that was just about to go out.
Yeah.
And loads of other games, right?
Yeah, but they were playing for like 10, 15 minutes. It's not like they got to experience a lot of it. So you queue for 3 or 4 hours for 10-minute play, but they did.
Some of those games weren't coming out for a fair bit, right? So it was amazing to see. The one that stands out for me, and you guys would have, I think some of you joined the team just after I would have done this, it was the first time I saw Just Dance, and it was a massive stage, and I never knew there was such a community behind Just Dance. And I saw like even people who weren't playing the game were in the audience learning the dances. And from that moment, I knew I wanted to beat each and every one of those people.
So is that where the obsession with Just Dance started?
And that's why I became a professional dancer again.
Oh, okay.
We beat people both physically and virtually. But I thought it was amazing that even people who weren't playing the game were learning the dances. It's kind of like the K-pop movement when you learn the choruses to stuff. It's amazing. But the sheer scale, I know we've got people on the field team and people on this team who venture out and have gone every year. So it showcased that. It's probably the biggest one. Now, I haven't been to E3 yet, but people do say that Gamescom is the bigger one to go to because there's actually more demos and more things apart from just announcements. So it was an amazing thing to see at the time. And little did we know that I wasn't going to be able to get there last year and then this year's virtual.
Yeah.
So
And
really,
they had some really cool stuff in there, right? They had those, you know, when you at like an arcade or something, and you have those things that you put there's like a joystick, and you try to grab something from the baskets.
Oh yeah,
the grabby things. They had that human size. There was a human hanging off.
Oh yeah, you have to grab onto.
It was like, what is this? I want this. Can we have it at meetups?
Yeah, we tried to do that in the UK. The health and safety forms were too long for me to sign.
Yeah, so we couldn't do that. But I mean, yeah, the innovation in there as well, because they had custom-made trainers, the Nikes, which were kind of they were not spray tan, but they were designed with the game's logos and colors, and that was pretty awesome. I've never seen before.
Yeah, it was like some true limited edition merchandise, which is very rare in the days of the internet, but you could get that there, and that was cool. And for me, anybody who's looking to go, etc., in the future when they go back to physical aspects, it being in Germany showcased why they were so great at running that sort of event. The whole city was taken over, and it's everything to get there out is amazingly efficient. So yeah, a great logistical aspect, if that's what people were tuning in for.
Awesome. Well, from the physical event, I think it's about time we switch across to the digital event as well, as I think that is just about to start. So I will get Hannah to get ready before I share the screen. Let me know when you're ready, Hannah.
I'm ready. I believe I'm ready.
Do you want to go full screen?
Yeah, that's great. Great shout, Tom. Well done.
Awesome. There we go.
Are you ready? You ready for me?
Hier sind die Leute da, die alle Bock auf neue Games haben.
So we have got a couple of minutes.
Dem Game unterliegen sind quasi. Und dass man die ganzen Leute trifft, die Spiele betesten kann. Die Community, die man eventuell so kennt. Ein Riesentreffen von Gleichgesinnten, die alle Bock auf das Gleiche haben. Das ist
Let us know what the volume's like, guys.
Die Gamescom ist persönlich für mich ein Event, auf das ich mich sehr freue. Ich war 2012 das erste Mal da und was soll ich sagen? Ich bin seitdem ein Dauergast geworden. Ich nehme jedes Jahr Urlaub, weil es regelmäßig Spaß macht, dahin zu fahren. Mit Freunden oder mit Bekannten oder generell neue Leute, die du da kennenlernst. Es macht mega Spaß, es ist immer ein Erlebnis.
Hey, troopers.
It's great from the same event, so it is really cool. And I'm here to tell you why I love Gamescom. But if you're into the newest
I think it might be worth
like
dropping the
brand new
volume slightly,
Xbox,
Hannah, your end on YouTube,
or the upcoming video game releases like the new Halo, or if you're out just to have some fun and cosplay like me, you're bound to find anything and everything that you love and want to do, all under one roof. So go check it out.
Turn it down a little bit. Cheers, Laurie. Thank you very much.
Bedeutet für mich persönlich extrem viel. Es ist nicht nur ein Urlaub, es ist jedes Mal ein Riesenabenteuer. Jeder einzelne Messetag ist speziell. Und man
Let's
weiß
know if
nie,
the
was
echoes are still
passiert.
going, guys.
Ich habe so viele lustige und tolle
As we've
Dinge
got our
erlebt
last
und möchte keine
45
Sekunde davon
seconds
missen.
before we jump
Das war
into
die
this
schönste
actual.
Erinnerung an die Gamescom, als ich mit meinem Rollstuhlfahrer-Onkel, der ist jetzt schon über 60, den habe ich mitgenommen.
Greg will be
und der
back
war ganz
momentarily.
begeistert von dem Xbox-Stand. Alles war ebenerdig, die
It's
Anspielstationen
like
waren
I
breit
can
genug
just
zum
stay on mute
Rollstuhl.
till
Das
something
Team vor
cool
Ort war
happens.
klasse, die haben
No worries.
total...
Yeah, 20 seconds. I think for me, I think the game that I'm really hoping that we're going to see more on is Hellblaze. I really want to see more on Hellblaze. I think it'll be a really cool thing. They've done loads of stuff on social, so hopefully they'll be able to showcase more today.
Und ich freue mich jedes Mal darauf, sie wiederzusehen.
And here we go.
I'm waiting for the come outside playing. Just saying. Oh, never mind.
Gamescom 2021.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy, muy bonito.
It is looking stunning, to be fair, already.
The cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour
12 minutes,
Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
You've just started playing it, haven't you?
I have, and I hate it, and I love it, and I hate it, and I love it, and I hate it.
I'm about this, by the way. I am about this
I
game.
am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity...
Tar said it might just be an internet issue on multiple people's ends regarding the lag.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably.
Yes, Paul, it is replacing Level Up for this week.
I've massively played Dying Light 1 a lot.
Lives.
Yeah, they've hyped this up a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening.
But it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones.
Oh god, oh god, it's the running.
Oh my god.
Running! Oh!
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird? Met a broken leg?
Hope died.
That's the worst thing that happened.
Oh,
it does look stunning. It does look stunning.
Yeah,
strike down an enemy. We absorb their strength.
They have kind of said that they will release this game when it's ready, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. They haven't rushed it because everything about this looks brilliant.
The parkour before was amazing, let alone now. It's more integrated again.
Fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people. You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
Oh, someone help them.
Brutal.
They were not helped.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
It's like playing the floor is lava, and you have to just stay up high and away from everything.
There's always humans that are more terrifying than the zombies again.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Apart from when the night falls in the game.
Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Graphics are insane.
Well, that was an exciting trick, wasn't it, Timo?
It's really
Did you
good.
notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers?
Let us know if the choppiness is still going on, guys.
That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design.
It seems to have sorted itself out a little bit.
For the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me. All those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most
The amount of detail they've gone into on this.
It brings
like, they've thought about every aspect. I think it's great.
The game. The player can start
I mean, look at the setting they're in at the moment as well, right? Small things.
For example, by rebounding from their bodies, jumping
on
them
into
others, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform.
Games Guru, yes, it is Tuesday. We've had a bit of a restructure this week regarding streams because of the stream.
Definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality.
I like the colors of it as well. It's quite
to find a way to reach those tall
other
challenging
I like
spots
the
too.
moon of it. It
Then
looks
it's good
amazing.
we scattered some helpers like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1.
Are these guys Polish?
20 years since the
I think it's a Polish studio.
So people adjusted.
I think
they
it is.
are much bolder now, at least during the day.
Amazing.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th.
At least it's coming out this year.
Thank you.
We know our stream for December 7th is sorted.
What day is December 7th?
I don't know. I can check.
For the first time,
it's a Tuesday, so we can do it on Level Up for a Wednesday.
Flight Simulator launched on a home
What days
console
after this
with
guy's
the release
birthday?
on
Yeah,
Xbox Series X
I was
and
first.
S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were
Hey, I'm
blown away
Polish.
by how
It's
well the
fantastic.
stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console.
like his
and
jumper.
that's why I'm extremely honored
Yeah, I'll
to
probably
welcome
see
the
Tom
head of
wearing that in a
Microsoft
week or
Flight
so, won't we?
Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being here. The last time we
What
met
more
was
can
at
they
the
do with
Xbox
Flight
Game
Sim? Like,
Showcase,
it already looks
and
amazing.
getting
They've already
ready to
got all
come
these
out on
airports.
consoles. How
Yes,
did that go?
so many. You're
It went
probably going to the
As you
moon.
said, the reaction to the Xbox
Thomas.
console launch was really just
You're
amazing.
muted, Hannah.
Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which
That's
I
a
think
cool
is just great
jacket.
validation
And it's still muted,
that the translation of the simulation to the console has been
Well,
is really
the lady
working well.
took his headphones.
Our
So there was
usage numbers
no
are through the roof,
She liked
and
it.
we are absolutely shattering
I was just being
franchise
sassy
records,
about
and I can
the,
tell you, there have never been
Pippin
more
plane.
people playing
Just
Flight
talk about the
Simulator
Pippin
than
plane.
right
Come
now.
outside,
So
mate.
it's an
Pippin
awesome
planes
time.
from different
That
franchises.
is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
Okay. Like there should be a plane from like the Chuckle Brothers or something. There's got to
I'm
be
gonna go
like
to the
a
danger
plane.
zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw the F/A-18. They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes
Are
out
they
later
gonna
this
bring
year
fighter
as free
jets?
DLC alongside the movie.
Yeah, they've got like a Top
But
Gun
as the movie
partnership.
is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and those cities look just amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to
Eventually,
celebrate
the whole
entire
world
region.
they're going to have
So
like
we
as a
picked
3D
100 of the most scenic
3D
places, the
animated.
most famous landmarks.
It's going to take
and
its
we call
time
those
to get there.
POIs, and we sort of
Yeah, it's flights
spread
can get on at the moment.
them throughout the simulation. And we
I'm
also
scared
added
if I
airports.
enter the
We
world
did
of Flight
Lübeck
Simulator that I will
and
never come
Stuttgart
back to
in
the real
Germany,
world.
and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in
Fly on
Switzerland.
holiday wherever you want.
And
Yeah, but it's just
and what ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights. We have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome-looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth.
Greg and Monica,
this-
where
this
would
is
you
a
go? Where would be the
celebration,
first place you'd go
of
on
DACH, of
Microsoft
Germany, Austria, and
Flight
Switzerland.
Simulator?
I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know,
That is really incredible.
Malaysia. I haven't seen my family in Malaysia, so I'd fly by
the way that you're gonna be able to actually highlight those.
I'll go to Hawaii.
Yeah, I miss it. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do.
I might fly to Reading.
You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special
short-haul flight to Reading
with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like.
I need to play it because I want to see if I can actually fly a plane.
Why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes?
I just don't think I'll be able to get the hang of the controls, but I might surprise myself.
Legends.
It has been optimized for gamepad.
Locally well known in that
the console
region, but outside in the world, not so
it's
much.
only available on Series X,
Why
Series
not
S.
use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience?
I'd want to
World Update 6,
fly like
we picked
a
a
real
German plane
pilot.
from the 1930s. It's called Junkers
It's
U-52.
absolutely
In
beautiful.
Germany, it's actually lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U.
So smoothly.
And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep.
When
we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside as detailed as 1 millimeter.
Actually, it's quite a
as
similar
good
feel.
as you can do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we work with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane.
I mean, look at the
He's
light
helping us.
play
He had
and
a
the
ton of
reflections
insight
on
on
this.
materials.
It's
Then we
insane.
work with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the
I just think it's
Junkers.
quite apt. When this
They
first
let us
released,
scan
me and
the
Monica
photographs
did it on
and
Easy
then we
Level
were
Up.
lucky that we
And I
find
put on my
a
leather jacket, I
pilot
put on
that
my
actually
aviators,
flew one of
and
those
now they're
planes
actually
while we were still
releasing
flying
the
in
Top
real
Gun
world.
aspect
And
of
he
it, and it
gets-
all
he
matches.
lets us know, like,
Maybe
is
I
the carpet
knew,
right,
maybe I
is
knew
the
all
sounds
that time
right, is the
ago.
feel right in
Inside
there.
info. You knew.
So we're having
He's
a
like-
blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Hannah, I think
it's
when
basically
you're
that.
off
It's a museum
mute,
with flyable
we're
planes.
double
So
hearing.
we're working with
I will then
40
be quiet,
museums around
shut
the world.
myself up.
And it's honestly one of the funnest
Goodbye,
parts of
world.
the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies, and they sort of see the tooth of
Awesome, that
time
works,
in the
Hannah.
real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we
I
come
love
in
that title.
with our scanning
Head of
equipment,
Microsoft
and we're
Flight
basically
Simulator. Just
capturing
head of
their
it.
planes, and they know that we can digitally preserve them in perpetuity. And we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also
This is
looking
the,
towards the future. So I have
I'll say
another
it on stream
announcement.
because
We
enough
are working
people
with
know.
a
You know, I've never
fascinating
seen Top
German
Gun.
company called Volocopter.
You've never seen Top
And
Gun?
they're making a
reactions like that.
What?
eVTOL air
Excuse
taxi
me?
for urban
I know,
traffic.
Monica. I know.
So
I know.
they have a
I know,
vision
I know
of the
enough
future,
about it.
how,
I know the quote.
how these
and who said
No,
it.
no, no,
drone-type
no.
machines
Knowing
basically
enough
connect
about it
people
is
in
not
large cities. We're working
Maverick
directly
and
with the
Goose.
engineering team to make sure that
And
they're
Iceman.
capturing
What
their
is
plane
this?
and their aircraft perfectly in their
Goose.
flight
I know the
simulator.
references,
That's
we're
coming
fine.
out in November.
No, no, you can't do this
You
because
weren't
you have
kidding
this.
when
You're
you
not
said
allowed.
there's a lot going on
I do the
inside
fact,
of
I like
Microsoft
that they have
Flight
brought
Simulator. Is
helicopters
there
in now
anything
as
else
well.
you want to share?
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my
one more thing.
Yeah.
We are. I'm so happy
Right,
to announce that we've partnered with RAWA.
You have a bank holiday.
That's the Reno Air Racing Association.
I know, but I got watch
Every
Terminator
year
1.
they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest
air race.
motorsport.
Nice.
It's right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So
Trailer me, boy. Trailer me.
We going to the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
Oh, you can't do this. You can't do the same pun twice.
No, I know.
My
You
God.
tried.
Looks like okay.
Well, it is the fastest. It is the fastest sport in the world. So, super quick trailer.
Super.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Stop saying that,
Man,
please.
these planes
I
are
know, it's
500
done now,
miles
Gal.
faster than
I'm
500
not
miles
sure
an
what
hour,
zone he
50
likes
to
to be in
250
anymore.
feet above the ground.
I know.
So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all
How
the
many
famous
gigs
race
are they?
planes of the world. There's lots of
Biggest expansion for
them.
him.
This is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends and pilots across the planet. And so a competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these races.
So many Top Gun quotes.
Got you covered.
So Greg, you would know about that because you haven't seen it.
That's a quote from Star Wars, is it not?
Is more your speed. Keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
I am.
Here we go. Loads of new games.
Yeah. Loving the animation style there.
Build a weapon, one that blows the world.
Oh, cool. Oh my god.
I've been playing so many of these games.
Yeah, I've seen some, right? You're loving it, right?
Gonna come back. I am coming back in a day. Build a weapon that'll turn us into new.
I downloaded this the other day. I haven't given it a go yet, but I've heard good things.
Oh, but she did.
One thing I love about Game Pass, as we've said multiple times, it opens our eyes to so many other games that we probably wouldn't have normally played. And like, I try and play everything on Game Pass just to see if I like it or not.
I want to play Unpacking. I'm ready. Just think.
Always ready, Hannah. You're always ready. Games Guru, I love 12 minutes. I know Hannah's just started playing it.
Yeah, still that's good, man. I can't. So good.
Yep,
Easy,
somehow
easily
they
good.
did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director. And we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
Ooh, I'm all over this straight away. I had to say it was roguelite.
Nice.
Okay. All right. That was the hand. Okay.
Interesting.
It reminds me of Brutal Legend and Doom.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say very much Doom. First fire shot. That's Brutal Legend.
100%.
October 19th?
Day
I'll
one Game
definitely
Pass.
give it a go. I'll
Hello,
definitely give it a go.
Nicholas. I'll be having that. I'll be having that one. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan of the roguelike and roguelite genre.
Well, I am
so I'll be
here
really interested
with
to see what
creative
it's
director
like.
of World's Edge, Adam Eisgren. And Adam, I'm so excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've got something
Yes.
a little different and very special today.
That was one
Yeah, I have.
games
So,
that I have ever
so
played
far
on
we've been showing everyone kind of what Age looks like
been there
from
from
in
day
the
one.
game. You know, when you're playing it, you've gotten to see a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little
I
bit
don't
of
know
our
if anybody would want
campaigns,
to be on the
right?
stream
Through,
playing
when we
that for
unveiled the 100 Years War and
27
Joan of
hours.
Arc. But we have yet another way in Age
That'll
of
be like
Empires
24
4
hour
that's kind of
stream,
bringing
and
history
we're in
to
the
life
Bronze
that we haven't
Age.
talked about yet.
Yeah.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear it more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called hands-on histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have.
Greg will be back in a minute. He's just dealing with his puppy.
On one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan
Hannah,
favorite.
how far are you out of this shot are you going to have to get?
I got to see. Let's take a look.
I can't even talk or hear myself, see myself, so I have no idea what's going on.
Was the king of all siege engines, a catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances.
What I like about this is that you'll use these in the game that they've actually got these kind of informational nuggets. Like you can learn from this game.
At Warwick
And I think like the next generation of kids will be learning from this.
One of the largest in the world.
I love a trebuchet.
Originating in 7th century China.
I love the first thing you say as you come back.
Trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design.
Yeah, this is local to me.
It has
Over at
several
Warwick.
key features.
It's local to me too now.
Yeah, it is.
And a sling to hold the projectile at the other.
Yeah, that's the height of
the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of two that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power.
Imagine this is actually human powered.
What's essential about
That's
launching a
nuts.
projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm
When there wasn't
moving
PCs,
at its
Tom, we
highest
always used to be
velocity.
outside doing things.
This is done by positioning
What's the outside?
pivot close to the counterweight.
It's where the
And by
trebuchets
launching
live.
the projectile from a sling.
I think this is meant to make me
When
really
released,
appreciate the 4
the
minutes
sling
it takes
whips
to make
round,
it in the game.
vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory,
2
they
trebuchets
all had to be
on
the
one part of the
same
wall.
weight and shape.
Easy.
Keep hitting it.
To achieve this,
Keep hitting it.
masons used a gauge.
Easy. Get your soldiers
Look
in.
at that.
I'm going to load.
How do you make this out of stone? I mean, come on. I can't draw it.
Master craftsman.
But some
Master
projectiles
craftsman.
can get up to 150 kilograms. That's
One of the
weight
best
of
spears
2
I've
men.
seen. Well done.
Wow.
Trebuchets were also
Anyone
used
want to go to
throw
Warwick Castle?
burning tar, beehives,
Next team meeting,
even
Warwick
dead
Castle.
bodies.
Please, I'd love that because
Anything
there's
to cause
archery.
maximum
There's,
distress to the enemy.
should do that.
I knew that would
Build your own
win you over.
trebuchet. Smack.
Do you hear that?
Yeah,
Lewis?
team building, build your own trebuchet is ridiculous.
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy
Look at that.
that made it the
Smack.
ultimate medieval siege weapon.
Smash.
Oopsie.
I'm about Age of Empires, man.
You could pre-order it
You know,
now,
I'm gonna
or you
say
could just play it on
Trebuchet.
Game Pass.
I
Yeah.
don't care because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of overlaid to show you the history. And so for these, we really wanted to do that same thing. So ourselves and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
Oh, I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery. Okay. And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they
go
all over the place. So,
we've
got ones on warfare and castle building and how they kept flaming arrows from not going out when she shot them. And, but we've also got all of these ones on, like illuminated history and falconing and, like horse taming, armor creation. And there's even one on Mongolian instrumentation.
I do love like the behind the scenes
really cool
stuff
because those instruments we actually use them.
I've actually gone. I think Ubisoft do it very well as well. They're so historically accurate.
In the game. I mean, I just love the
and they did so well with Assassin's Creed Origins, and then the story through ancient Egypt and looking at the different gods and just how things were made and stuff. So good
to see this approach being used in a hands-on history kind of segment. But I mean, what was that approach like to sort of sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I really wanted to do is try to tell these stories in a different way. But I'll tell you, like full disclosure, it's been insanely nerve-wracking because we're trying something completely different that no one's ever done before in a game. Like we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun. And finding that middle ground has been really challenging. And every time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, it's gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing put together have just been like, wow, this is great. And it's so different. And
I'm gonna love it. Don't you worry, I'll love it.
So far, so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned Journey because we are coming towards the end of this development journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title. And if you're really, really excited, right now, you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start.
I'm going to grab it, mate. I'm going to grab it.
Yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
Yes. So
I think it'll be interesting to see if it's going to launch onto
11 a.m. Pacific time.
Browser cloud gaming.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see if that's going to happen or not.
Probably should tune in.
A bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets.
Mental.
And now
He's going
it's
mental.
time
It's
to
like not the right time, Gooey.
The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install.
The joys of working from home, right?
Space, no waiting to patch. No buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
I'm so relaxed.
When I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you could play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. This is pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play differently. I know me in particular, sometimes I just have 20 minutes.
It should be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
We're targeting 1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually very smooth.
The process itself to get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console, right? You go, you find the game you want, you press play.
It's so easy nowadays. You can pick up any device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
If my friends have titles that I don't have yet, I can just wait for them to send me an invite. And it makes content just so much more accessible.
I really love the flexibility. It's awesome.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console, play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's a huge opportunity.
Your windows look exactly like the Windows logo, though, right?
It's cool, isn't it? It's literally it's just like the 4 squares.
Cloud gaming right now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
I think what's great about that is that, to Hannah's point earlier, wanting to play Microsoft Flight Sim but not being able to without a Series X or Series S, is that now on a 1X you can play Flight Sim with cloud gaming
of the
on a
fully
console.
optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X, with beautiful and rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates. This is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time.
Yeah,
and
you
if
like
you
that.
haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab
so
a pair
good.
of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Great.
So they got some ray
Speaking of unique
tracing and
experiences
optimization
on
features
Game
for the
Pass,
original.
The Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered.
Animal
You can catch
Royal
all of their
Royale.
streams
Yeah,
on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Can't wait for that.
Speaking of Forza
Really
Horizon
good
5,
party
don't
game.
forget, our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well, right, you are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3. Their newest DLC introduces us to a new cult. The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
Really enjoyed this when I played it on stream. I need to play it more.
Life. Deep within Cheyenne Mountain, we've changed. Devolved into the mutations you see before you. Set on a righteous path.
I really like a napalm bomb just above my eyeballs.
Glow should be shared with
Everyone has it, right?
Yeah, it's so obvious.
Got a lot more kind of science
May the
fiction here, I
light
think.
of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Oh, October 5th as well. That's quite fun.
Looks really different to the previous
Yeah.
one. But really cool.
That could be cool. I'll look into that, definitely. And you get a discount on DLC with Game Pass as well. So.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with inXile game director David Rogers. David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th, but we know, inXile Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working nonstop,
Play this one, man.
trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see
Over the
kind
past
of
year since
more of
its
the
release,
story.
we've added
I need to
features, we've
complete
balanced, we've
the
listened
main
to the
story as
community,
well, to
we've
be fair.
fixed
Another
bugs,
game is a
added
pile of
stability,
shame.
and I really think that the version that we have now is the absolute best version of the game, and if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right. So you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this
top
secret military complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast
every
the
game.
nuclear winter. And so when you hit level 16,
tell me about the data
old
set.
friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find 2 warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god.
Yeah.
And these
I
cultists
love
are
this
insane,
image in the
they're
background.
mutated, they've gone
I think it's the
totally
coolest
mad.
thing.
And all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past. But this is typical Wasteland fashion. You're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your ranger
How
team
many
insert
has he
yourself
doing?
right
Just
smack
hold down
dab
the
in the middle of their
Just
holy
quick.
war, which, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion
Creative
was
freedom.
the Battle of Steeltown, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland style dungeon crawl. And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we've ever
Combining
been able to build in a
genres, which I
Wasteland
think is
game.
quite interesting.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to
You
me
can tell
about
that the
these
boss
big
battles
boss
are going to
battles.
be
I want to hear more about
immense
that.
from how
So we
Yeah.
test parts
size
of
and
Wasteland
scale
combat,
of
and we
the
breathe new
characters
life
in it.
into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now, combat doesn't end until the mission is over. We send you on proper combat missions. You're in there, breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before. Everyone on your team
Proper
has a job,
strategy
and I
now.
really think this is going to take old players who know their ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do before with just straight up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
Right.
What are some of the weird characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and fun and silly. N-Exile's modus operandi is if we're brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces.
One way to make a game, I suppose.
Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have
how
fun
I
along
play
with us.
the game. That's
and
how
so
I
we got to explore, really letting them
Hanaland.
get deep into this weird
There it is,
radiation
Hanaland.
cult, and
One-way
interact
ticket,
with them
never
and
coming
talk
back.
with them. And tell stories and maybe even join them.
Yeah.
And so for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got claws and fangs and spikes jutting out, and he's drooling, but he's the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain. You meet him and he's like, hey guys, you should come in here and soak up some of these rads. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And
I've been
and
inviting this
another
guy
one of my
to the next
favorites
meeting.
is the
He is,
He's what you get if you took
hero.
20 cultists and you melted them into a big pile, kind of I would do this with a magnifying glass. I would melt army guys and GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator supposedly. But he's your number one fan, and getting to build this totally out there, wild, extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to explore what makes this cult
It's the
tick.
end of
And
is it Limbo?
Hell,
Is the
even
end of
some
Limbo?
the
No.
weapons that you
What's
find
the other one?
in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists.
Inside.
There's one guy, and he
The end of
kind of
Inside
devolved into this vomiting bagpipe
very much like that
creature, and
character.
has this real kill me vibe about him. But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that let us jackknife between sort of like dark and serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake.
Crazy characters.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it. And then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to
and you
kind of
get discount
recap
on that
this a little
expansion
bit,
pass
we
as well.
talked about, you know, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cults and the boss battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3. But please remind everyone before we get out of here, when can you pick up this DLC?
Right, this Work of Passion, it comes out on October 5th. We're really stoked.
That is awesome.
The beginning of October is busy.
Detonation coming October 5th. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, David.
In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to
Nice
some
to see you,
incredible
people. We love this
crossovers,
video.
including unique chipsets inspired by games like Battletoads.
The thing is, I want to know how they're going to top
Halo and
Pirates
more.
Life stuff.
Today,
that's
we're excited to announce
Yeah,
a brand new
I just
special
don't know how.
event
I can't.
that will
So
reward
good.
players
Such
an
shock.
all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Okay, so it's an event. Borderlands!
Wow, nice.
That's Claptrap on the front.
That's cool. It is Claptrap on the front. That's wicked.
Get the free Mayhem ship set inspired by Borderlands. Is that just looking into it?
everyone.
That's cool.
Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves. And we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved. But if you head to Lorena at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set.
Oh.
And I think that's it from me.
Nice.
So as always, I will see you on the seas.
I like it's just a little update. It's nothing major, but they've got a live event, loads of stuff going on.
They just keep
cosmetics for doing it.
They just keep adding stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Do we have any comments in the chat or anything? I can't see. Anyone saying anything? Anything
Sea
going
of
on?
Thieves does Borderlands, super interesting. Wonder if Borderlands 3 will do a Sea of Thieves theme in return from Games Guru.
Hope. It's always
Oh,
been a
State of
dangerous
Decay.
world in Trumbull Valley.
Yeah.
This is another game, like similar to Sea of Thieves, that has constantly been evolving and adding more stuff to it.
Together.
Kind of just pushes sequels kind of out there.
Reunites old
Because I'm constantly updated.
It builds new bonds.
The thing is, as well, even though they've announced the third game, like they're still working on the second, which I think is really important.
It's the greatest weapon we have.
Man, I love zombie games. Man, I love them. I love them so
Came out.
much.
Take the case.
I don't think zombies will ever get old.
No.
Never.
I think that's because, like, I think anybody that's into video games or watches movies has a zombie survival plan in their head.
Yeah.
They want to live that out. Like, it doesn't matter if you've never played a video game, but you've watched films. Like, you have a plan in your head of what you would do, and games like this allow you to live that kind of fantasy.
I'd like a stream or some kind of conversation where we go over each other's plans, to be honest. And,
It could be a quick fire question.
Welcome back.
It could be a quick fire question. That's a great question.
That's so good.
Homecoming.
There you go. Happy with that. Another game that I need to play the older DLC.
Old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here. Talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019. Talk to me about the differences, and I'll sit right here and listen because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really
Games Guru makes a very good point. In the case of a zombie apocalypse, you don't have to be faster than the zombies.
Yeah,
you just have to be faster than the other humans.
The events in Heartland.
Fortunately, looking at my Strava times, I'm faster than the other humans.
In Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland.
Christmas is coming.
And now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close.
I guess that was Monica's door.
So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find.
I'm not a zombie.
And, you know,
Better ring doorbells.
The Trumbull Valley that
Super
players
polite.
might remember. So it's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand something like Trumbull Valley, you just have to have a juggernaut of content, pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on here now in the expanded Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of new content. In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items
It wasn't the zombies then,
you
Monica.
can only find on that map and nowhere else in the game.
It would take me a little bit longer.
10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2
I
new
would like
achievements
to
for
know how
achievement
I would handle
hunters.
that situation.
And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the
Dental
bounty
floss,
across all
that's how you
maps.
have
And I have to
the
say, they are some of the coolest weapons I have
Dental
ever
floss.
seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second pun of the day. That works out great. But let's talk about the State of Decay
Yeah, I think this
community, because
showcase
it's
has
absolutely
an
integral
interesting.
part
I
to
think
this
it's.
entire
I think a lot of people were
franchise.
expecting
And
like
State of
huge,
Decay
big
being on
announcements.
Xbox Game
But what
Pass,
we've seen
how
so
has that
far
impacted the
is
community? How has that
DLC.
impacted
A lot of
the
it's been
game?
DLC, not many new games, but I think it's also really cool
We love them
because
so
it is
much.
keeping
In
those
fact,
games
one
that
of
we
the
already
reasons we're
play,
doing Trumbull Valley as a
keeping
map
them
is
alive,
because it
keeping
was
them going.
one of the most requested
I know
features
there's
from the community, which
obviously more
also
stuff to
makes
come
it very exciting
later on
for
as
us
well.
to be able to say, we did
It's never
it,
moved
we
because
did
as we go into winter,
and we have a major milestone that we're
more things to be
celebrating.
doing,
State
really.
of Decay
So,
2
Yeah.
has
Kind of what you
10
got.
million lifetime players.
As I get into my
10
30s,
million lifetime
I need
Hang your
to
hat
we'll
on
see
that.
that on
I
the horizon.
absolutely love that. That is
Really great.
Incredible.
Incredible
Keep me
news.
indoors.
Congratulations
It's
to the
okay.
entire
It's
team
all
at
right.
Undead Labs, man. Fantastic.
Is it?
work. Well, speaking of
it's
Xbox
not.
Games, let's give me the details.
I mean,
one
I'm
more
not
time
even there
when it
yet. I've
comes to
still
the
got a
update.
few years, but
So the
I still
update
I can feel it
releases
creeping.
September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy Homecoming.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's free
Thank you,
updates
Wonder,
as
very
well.
much.
Like
My pleasure.
a lot of the first-party games at the moment are doing
Trumbull
free
Valley to
updates,
the
which I think is
Lost Valley
awesome.
of
You've got the
Akria.
base game,
These
you know what, just
mystical
experience the
locations
new
trade
content
zombies
as
for
well.
ancient warrior
Doesn't
clans,
isolate your player
forgotten
base.
temples of long dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Strayblade.
And what? Stray Blade?
Yeah.
This is very Viking-y.
The logo for the kid.
What's pottery?
RPG, kind of hack and slash, action adventure.
Fox. I like that there's creatures. Anything with creatures. I'm invested.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. between the epic fights and this
Everybody
small
loves
guy,
Pat.
there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Stray Blade.
Hello everybody, I'm
coming
Monika
next
Tom,
year.
game director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Stray Blade. Stray Blade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji.
It's like a cowboy.
Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley,
his
master the
face.
powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore
a
balance to
gremlin.
this war-torn land.
He is a gremlin.
That is the
That's a D&D character right there.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the
I
combat
like
first.
it. I like it a lot.
Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee.
Quite
weapon
Assassin's Creed
To
combat.
achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations
But more
and epic
technical.
cinematic finishes.
It reminds me of
You can choose
lots of
from
different
multiple
games.
weapon
Reminds me of Witcher a little
categories
bit as
that can
well.
be combined
Yeah.
to fit your
With
playstyle.
that, like how that looks
Now,
in
let's
between
take a
stuff,
look
that
at
reminds me of The
exploration.
Witcher.
Akria's colorful
It's a bit like
world
Shadow
ranges
of the
from
War as well.
overgrown city ruins,
Yes,
frozen
it's a really good
caves,
thing.
and winding
It is, yeah.
canyons.
Yeah.
Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world, bristling with adventure.
I like how the game
Every
mode
discovery holds
changes
treasure.
depending on the
From
outcome of your
rare
fight
materials,
as well. Like,
recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you.
Yeah, that's
when you
new.
die, time keeps moving forward. Enemy skills stay dead. New foes invade camps that you weakened.
A lot.
And when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you.
Okay.
And of course, get ready for epic boss
Oh,
fights.
oh, look at
Here we
that.
go. Here we go, creatures. This is yes.
Look at that. That
I don't
I
wanna
hope you
that.
enjoyed the first look at Stray Blade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Okay.
2022. Looks like it's an essential exclusive.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique.
Ooh.
As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
Ha, we've all been there.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings
I was
3,
30,
a
Hannah.
medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your
It's-
royal
what I
line
love about
from
Crusader
those
Kings
that
3,
would
it's a
conquer
super
your
technical
kingdom.
game, but it's
In
one of the
evil times,
highest
apparently.
Metacritic scores of games of
It's
on
coming to
PC.
Xbox as an adaptation,
And now it's coming to
not
PC.
a direct port,
It's
meaning that
coming
the
to
viewfinder
console.
controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
Oh, creepy baby. Right.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us.
You know, babies in games are always no matter what you do.
Glorious revenge and
No, babies.
he never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not
my
swords.
goodness.
Only the small
Yeah, I found this a little bit too complicated for me on PC, so I think I need to play on console where it's slightly simplified.
The real game is played across generations. You
Oh my.
see,
That's a
real
lot of work.
strategy requires
Gamescom is giving us history. So
Yeah.
it's so cool.
When?
Yeah.
No date quite
Okay.
yet. I might get told now.
When is the question?
October. Everything.
Everything's October.
Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental
Joining
universes
cults,
projected
apparently,
into a
for that guy.
psychedelic 60s
Henry
wonderland?
VIII's son, wasn't he like 8 years old?
Exactly that kind of weird.
Is that
Which
who
means
we're-
I am so excited for
Sorry,
Psychonauts
what?
to finally get a sequel.
Yeah, I don't think it was his son though, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Really
It
is
was his
something
son.
special
Sorry, it
about
was his son.
Psychonauts, isn't it?
That was
And
King
he
Henry
Really
VI,
is
wasn't it?
indeed. Now,
Oh
think
my
about
God.
this. 2005, when
I missed
Psychonauts
the
originally
date.
came out. It was a different time.
Maybe I don't
for
know
gaming.
things.
Most of the
Oh,
biggest
my
games
life
that
is
year
a
were talking
lie.
Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they were all big, beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments.
This comes
It
out
was an
tomorrow.
oasis
I'm looking forward
of
to
color
giving
and
Psychonauts 2 a
humanity
go.
in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Tom, can you get all the people that are on Videocast one of those jackets?
That's why the original.
You're asking the wrong
is
person.
considered a
You need to be asking Greg.
It has been a
Greg,
long
yeah,
time
the
coming.
people on
and we
Videocast on those jackets.
enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
I like the t-shirts too.
No problem.
T-shirts are available on the gear store right now.
Get back and ready.
I love the character design of Psychonauts. One of my favorite designs.
With psychic powers, he dives into your mind.
Lauro also wants a hoodie, a jacket.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm the new intern, and today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out
It's so weird and wacky. Like, I feel like something about everything about this game will just make me want to continue playing it to see what just happens next.
It's very Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah.
I like about it. But at the same time, it's not that far away from the previous game, even though it's been such a long time. They kept that raw kind of graphical appearance, which is really cool.
The Games Guru is saying very Corpse Bride vibe.
Very much.
I think it's brilliant when you
The first time the
put something
Psychonauts
lighter,
underestimated Maligula's power.
right? In one of those moods to play this game. And
Yeah, I think this is the case with like platformers. It is very much pick up and play.
Yeah.
Like you got half an hour, I could just like do a quick level type thing.
August 25th, did they say?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
That's soon.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, how exciting. God, Game Pass, the gift that
Well,
keeps
Claire,
on
I could
giving.
not be more
know.
excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know, circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette T-Tree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to
It's
carry the
a really,
legacy
like,
forward, especially
really
the
good
cool
example
style of Wonk
of
that
the
is very
fact
prevalent in
that
the first game.
Xbox acquiring studios.
Wonk. Just
A lot
put
of
it on a
people
shirt.
went,
I'm in there
oh, it's
for
just,
it.
it's not
Let's
going to
roll it
work.
back
Like
a bit.
Microsoft
Of
will
course, this could
try
be
and
a
meddle
little
too much
trippy idea
into the
if you're
development of
not
games.
familiar.
And I think Double
Psychonauts,
Fine is a
they
great
still delve into
example to
people's
say
minds,
that
I'm assuming, like
even
the
though
first game,
Microsoft
right?
are
So if you're
acquiring game
if Psychonauts
studios,
sort
they're
of dove
still
into
allowing
Black
them
Lane,
to
it'd be
create
like a
the
lot of
games
Ted
they
Lasso
want to
quotes and
create,
French
and
bulldog
they're
movies.
helping
Am I
that
correct,
journey.
Tim?
I think that's really, really
Yeah,
important.
that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that
before
all
that
the
one,
levels
the
are
bring back
different,
voice
just like every
acting
person is
section, the
different
power
based on
of
their personality.
Microsoft,
If you could
I'm
jump into
really
someone's
glad
mind, what would it
Yeah.
look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power.
Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle are really good games.
He gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly, Lizette. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons. And I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety.
There we go. That's one way of doing it.
You get to slap some panic attacks. And COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts. And some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our.
We spoke about this in Videocast. We spoke about how 16 years ago this game was very ahead of its time because of this kind of demons, fighting your own demons, and the whole mental health thing. And it shouldn't have been.
For those
And
who haven't
I'm
played,
excited
the
for it to come out
original
tomorrow.
available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way. Wink.
It gives, I think, a way of people thinking
Tim,
about
why is
like
Raz
what's
so
going
good
on
at
in their
rummaging
head
through
as
brains?
well.
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers, which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has.
You can really jump around. Also, he's got
together and he connect 2 thoughts and actually
lead with that.
To solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality out.
I like
of
that they released the achievement list.
The world
I think either yesterday or earlier today. This looks like it's really cool
So let's
achievements.
talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. So the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family.
We've all been there.
Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
Interesting to know what time it launches.
Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know
Can I
what?
play it at
Extend a
midnight?
huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you
Maybe
can
not
catch more
our
of Tim
midnight,
Schafer and
maybe
ask
their
him those
midnight.
burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely satisfying 4K 60 trailer for The Gunk.
The
Gunk.
I like it in space.
Oh, 1 a.m. it launches.
Pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
This got announced at E3 last year, I think.
So much growth.
It is literally a paradise when the gun's gone.
Fable update would be cool, Games Guru. Just wait and see. We've still got 25 minutes left. Still got to see from Playground as well for Forza 5.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Give me something else.
Not your cup of tea, Greg.
Nah, I'd rather Diet Cola.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay 2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to York is always a blast.
Am I right?
Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Play stream.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox, so make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Hands down, the best part of the job.
Full of puns, the stream.
But we're far from done.
No, it's just that guy.
Too true.
Yeah.
Now, in June, Playground Games
We'll see
announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated
Can we get him on Videocast?
to 2018's breakout hit open world driving game
Quick fire
Forza
question.
Horizon 4
I'd love that. That'd be the best.
November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
New controller.
I loved it.
It's going to be super colourful, isn't it?
That's about it.
Wow.
It's transparent.
Wow.
Yeah, a bit of translucency right there.
That's unexpected.
Yeah, Gen 9 controller. Is it transparent? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's very Forza.
So to group names that I'd really like one of those.
Yeah, I might have to be putting a pre-order down on that.
It's so nice.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games
Hi,
with Forza
Charlie.
Horizon Creative Director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon Art Director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hey everyone, hi Charlie.
Hey Charlie,
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult
Matches
to
their hair,
decide
to be
where
fair.
to start. So
Yeah, I
can you
know.
maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden
Someone doesn't want to
temples,
offend deserts.
awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano,
really
the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
cars.
So you've
like,
talked about how
wind
Forza
up
Horizon 5
front
showcases
cars.
powerful,
So
all-new
many
graphical
random
features, but what more can you
But
tell us
let's
about
do
that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Let's do it, mate.
Oh, pretty. Some carbon fiber.
Music goes so well with this game.
Which car do you prefer? The AMG or the Bronco?
I'd probably pick the Bronco, to be fair.
No, I'm going Mercedes, mate.
AMG, yeah. They just, so much power and how lightweight the chassis is getting.
So what I want to know is why those two cars were chosen and what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we
You had me at volcano, my friend.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Well, this has got Fast and the Furious vibes.
Yep.
Runway that
bye-bye. Nice. Another fun.
Straight into the game. Forza do that very well. Especially Horizon.
We take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands atop of the towering snow-capped
It's kind of like he's with us,
volcano.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh, we just got rid of him for now. We want to watch the gameplay.
Ask him a quick question.
zombie apocalypse planet. What's his favourite weapon? I cannot rate Forza Horizon enough for just the weather and the ground and the graphical capability of the place.
What was that, Greg?
I don't know how they create something so in depth over that vast area.
We say every year, every time a Horizon gets released, oh, this is the best Horizon ever. It can never be beaten. And then they release another Horizon game that beats it.
And they beat it.
Drive through a board, drive through something, get some point.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes! Do you know what I really like about Horizon as well? Is there's usually a kick-ass soundtrack that follows these games. The Forza Horizon 3 soundtrack, it's music I listen to on a daily basis. It's tune. game.
I've got a friend that's playing through all of the Forza Horizons up until 5 launches, and he was saying like how it's amazing how much those games have advanced the soundtracks and how they've really incorporated music into the game.
Yeah. I loved 3. I thought 3 was incredible.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
Outtrack the storm! Sigue adelante! Keep going!
It's like in Horizon 4, it was all about those snowstorms coming in the winter, whereas like these dust storms are going to just wreak havoc.
You'll have to, I think, you'll have to race planes and stuff. I hope that'd be really cool.
Gotta be done.
That'd be really cool. Get to the dust storm. So good. It's just cacti.
Give me those particle effects. Give them to me.
You can't see anything.
No. Have you ever been in a dust storm?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't. In my 3rd year uni, we didn't clean our house for a while. It was a bit like that. But
Okay, on my mark. 5, 4.
I do like the drop. I do like the drop points here. It's pretty cool. Oh, I love
That's one way to get into a forest.
This could get a little rough.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Mind the flamingos.
Because they can.
Not even a scratch. The jungle awaits.
What are you?
Next up is the Porsche 911 Desert Flyer, crashing through the dense jungle tree canopy.
Who'd have thought you'd see a Porsche like that?
I know, right?
If I ever had the money to buy a Porsche, I'd like to think I would go as crazy as that.
Why not? It would look different on the street, definitely.
Yeah. I have to ask someone if I can get out of a plane.
I'm sure you know someone, Greg.
Yeah, I think I do actually. It's the detail, considering the speed that you're going, right? They don't need to put that much detail in, but they do because it adds to it even at that speed.
I love it when the rain splashing onto the camera. It's so good.
It's the fact that it moves off it like it actually
Yeah,
would.
with the speed. Oh, it's just so good. I'm really into these planes too.
Uh-oh.
This definitely looks like one of the better opening races of a recent Horizon game.
It's like the jungle. It's insane. I'm getting Far Cry vibes from it.
As if
I'm
you had
okay with that.
my question then.
I did. Cool. Oh, the one thing about Forza is I want to get out and explore, and you never can. I want
You can drive anywhere.
I want it to be GTA. I want to get out the car. But obviously, it's not about that. That's not why we come to play Forza.
Oh, get in, get in! Get out.
And crash.
What do you say? Rest of the festival wins?
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
I don't think telematics people would be happy with this.
Same thing, isn't it?
200 miles per hour, that's insane. Even in the game, I'm just
Can
saying.
you even contemplate like going that fast in a car?
I'm barely contemplate going 50.
Your face would be all like Then you get close to a fan and your face starts to.
I remember learning to drive, and the first time I went on a dual carriageway and going 70 miles an hour, I was petrified.
Oh, it's horrendous when you first do it, yeah.
But like going 200 miles an hour is nuts.
It's a thrill of it though, and that's what brought the dreams to it. It's a party. The whole thing has this vibe of it being a big celebration and a big party. It's a party, it's a festival. I just said party. But it's a party, and I think that's part of it. It's this whole exhilarating.
You probably wouldn't feel the speed in that kind of a car anyway. You probably wouldn't even notice you're going 200 miles an hour.
True.
You only notice when you crash into something. That's when you notice. The phenomenal speed that you go. Oh, that's just insane.
Oh, the plane one.
Race the plane, race the plane, race the plane.
Oh,
it's good.
No, good.
I could have just carried on watching that. I could have just carried on watching that over it. Yeah, that was good.
Decent.
There we go. Let me close that down. There we go. So, Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream. A lot was spoken about. What I think we said this earlier as well is it wasn't your big AAAs, like loads of announcements. It was working on previous games, some new independent titles, new to Game Pass, updates, DLC, which is really cool. I think it'd be cool just to quickly go around the room to go, what was your kind of favorite thing that was announced today? And we'll go Greg, Monica, Hannah, me.
Probably the most, as we say, announced, but I liked the in-depth aspect and a little bit more of the chat with Psychonauts, to be fair, because it's been so long since it's been there. So really good to see that. And I know it was your point, Tom, not really theirs, but on the sense of actually the backing up Microsoft and Xbox with acquisitions of studios really brings that into it. Also, the kookiest game there. But for me, the overall thing would be that there was more additions and DLC or expansions than other standalone games, which is a clever place to be honest, because we already all have access to these games. And if you don't have those games, you have access via Game Pass. Again, I'm doing you guys for the last stream, so that was. I'm going Psychonauts 2 for me.
Awesome sauce. How about yourself, Monica?
Yeah, I think I agree on the point that it was nice to see updates rather than brand new releases, because some of those games are awesome and people replay them because they are that good. So now they have new content to kind of play with. And I think for me, I want to try the first one, the Polish studio one.
Dying Light 2.
Yeah. Just because
it's been so long. I'm saying Dying Light 2. Why?
So many zombie games.
Yeah, I really like that style. Kind of, like I said, sepia, dusty. So I think I'm gonna try that because I haven't actually played that many zombie games recently, and that one looks like something.
That one's the first one of that was amazing. It's very much Paranormal Activity, where when the night comes, you need to get out of there. You need
find a safe place.
Yeah, use it because it goes nuts. But then, yeah, the rest of it's good. I can't wait. It's been years though since first Dying Light. I know I had expansions to it, but God, ages.
Yeah, so I want to try that.
You're also muted.
You did.
Good, because you were singing, and I'm pretty sure we couldn't pay for that.
I think you're still muted.
You're still muted.
No.
I'm in real.
There you go. You're good now.
I can finally talk. I was saying, when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. I was doing Stand By Me, and it was good. And it was good. Hi everyone. Sorry for being absent the whole stream because I had to keep muting and unmuting, but I'm here. And my favorite thing was Stray Blade.
Okay, new IP.
Anything
new
that's
thing.
RPG, anything that's RPG based, is whack some armor on and do some stuff, and get a sword and create some havoc. I'm there. But
As soon as you said Witcher vibes, I was like, oh, I see that now.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense.
I think that there wasn't a lot shown as to what the story will be, because I'm really into story, and all we got was a bit of gameplay. But anything with a bit of medieval or something, I'm there. So I'm going to be looking out for that and see what's going on.
Awesome. I think for me, I'm a big indie game player. Like, I love the smaller studios as much as the AAA titles are amazing. I like to see new ideas, and the fact that they're coming to console and being released, with a lot of them coming to Game Pass as well. I'm just looking forward to trying some new games. I know we've spoken about a lot there of we've got DLC, we've got updates, free updates or paid DLC, whatever it may be for some of the bigger titles. But I think being able to play some of these newer games that are smaller, just to expand my library, as much as I really don't need help with doing that. I'm looking forward to seeing some newer games, newer independent titles coming. I think that for me was good. Like all the other things, and think to your guys' points of when we hear about these updates and these DLCs, it reminds me that these games exist.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I haven't played State of Decay 2 in a long time. But like, oh, there's a new update, free update coming for State of Decay 2. I was like, actually, I'm going to boot up State of Decay 2 again and see what I was doing, what my game save was like, stuff like that. So it kind of reminds me that those games actually are still there, and they've still got a following, they've still got a fan base.
It just proves that there's so much out there, and we all have a big pile of shame, and there's just so many games. But it's an amazing place to be, where you are just overcome with the amount of amazing titles that you can play. Because when you've got Game Pass, God, you're just never going to get bored ever.
Always
ever.
To play.
Exactly. So and all these new updates, and I concur with the spicy Forza controller. It's like a party, not a farty, a party.
To Games Guru's question, asking where you can get one of those T-shirts. Greg and Monica were very lucky to go to Gamescom in 2019. So unfortunately, those T-shirts are unavailable. But
unless you ask them really nice.
Unless you ask them for this T-shirt off their back, and it probably won't happen.
Yeah. So.
Before we shoot, because I know we are getting to the end of the stream, I just want a quick announcement to say that the Xbox announcements aren't. The Xbox announcements aren't over. I know obviously Forza have said they're doing a stream now with more deep dives. But tomorrow night at 7 p.m. British Summer Time is the opening night live for Gamescom. So Jeff Knightley is going to be doing a load of talking, load of announcements and stuff like that. There are Xbox announcements and some pretty big Xbox announcements as well happening tomorrow night. So yeah, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. On Gamescom's Twitch and YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
You can be able to watch those announcements as well as other companies and other developers and all those bits and pieces. That Xbox have some announcements tomorrow night as well. So stay tuned for that.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a thank you to Greg and Monica for joining us for this full virtual Gamescom.
Nice.
So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully as much as you enjoyed the physical event.
I thought they put their developers there, and those chats were exactly the way it was there. Obviously, you're not going to get the crowds, etc. I'll tell you what I didn't miss, the queuing up to have a look at one of the trailers.
No queuing needed here. No queuing
It was nice. It was nice to see Tim Schafer. That was nice. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and to get him quoting a film I've never seen 17 times in a.
Oh, a lot of Top Gun quotes.
You need to watch Top Gun, mate. You need to watch it.
I've also never seen Top Gun. I'm going to put that out there.
What?
Sorry.
What?
And I've never seen any of the Indiana Jones films either.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
All right, Hannah, just take it from me. Start. I was going to say, start with the Crystal Skull, and then she'll be fine.
Wow.
That was deserved. How dare you not see Indy?
I've seen lots of good films as well.
No, clearly not.
I have.
Well, it's bank holiday weekend this weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
I need to watch Indiana Jones. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Hannah, you need to watch Indiana Jones, and Greg, you need to watch Top Gun.
Top Gun
on Tuesday, we have our conference call on Tuesday morning. I want your honest opinion on those films.
We will quiz you.
I'll be playing 12 minutes. That's what I'll be doing. Trying to get past
a very good game.
I'll change the Tuesday call to we'll all do a live watch of Top Gun.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Let's do it.
Like when your supply teachers come into school and just wheel out the TV, and you're like, yes.
Brilliant.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that was Gamescom's Xbox's Gamescom 2021 stream. So yeah, thank you to Monika, thank you to Greg, thank you for you guys for tuning in with us. I know we had some internet technical difficulties. I think it was mine as well, to be fair, Hannah. So I think both of us together. We had a few issues in the middle, but hopefully it all kind of fixed itself. But thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for joining us. And make sure you tune back in on Thursday, where Hannah and Greg are going to be doing our final back to school stream.
Yeah.
So, all of that.
Not this Greg, right?
Not Greg, not you.
Wait.
Mr. Proctor.
I'll be there. Let me do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, all the Greg. Every Greg can be present.
Yeah, Surface Kickstand. Smashed it.
But until then, guys, we will leave it to your evening. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to tune in to Opening Night Live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But have a good rest of your evening. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.